What is going on, my Renegades? TheRenegade here, back again, bringing you a little bit of gameplay commentary here today on Super Smash Bros. Brawl, which dug this one out of my closet, and it kind of works in perfectly with our topic today, which is what makes games fun, unique, and interesting. And Smash is kind of the perfect example of this. And before we go any further, I want to take note, I'm playing stock for 8 minutes, food is on low, CPU is on level 9, I believe, and we have 2 games. I'm not sure if we're going to get both of them. And one's on Smashville, which is the one you're watching now, and the other's on Battlefield. I'm kind of using a character I don't usually use, but Ike, I was kind of messed around, and I got him like random pick once, and he was doing really good, so I kind of learned his character, and he's a fun guy to use. But that's enough of that, and I want to get into why this game is fun, unique, and interesting, as I was saying before. And just the gameplay, if you look on screen, it's a fighting game. It's been debated if it's a fighting game or not, and that's how crazy and different this game is, but I say it is a fighting game. And if you just look on screen, when you usually think of a fighting game, you think 2 health bars on the top of the screen, a timer in the middle, and 2 characters on either side of the screen battling, and once the health bars drain, you're done. But Smash Bros. Basically completely destroys that formula. They have health bars, but they go up, and it doesn't matter how high they get, you can still be alive. And you have lives instead of just the 1 life, which is usually in fighting games. And instead of beating their health down, you throw them out of the ring. It's kind of like sumo wrestling in that regard, because you have left, right, down, and up. And all those directions, if you hit them off the screen far enough, and even if you go off the screen, you can still be alive. And if you get them far enough out, then basically they're dead, and then they respawn, depending on what the game type is or whatever. And if you think about any other fighting game, there is nothing like that at all. And it's not a cookie cutter formula. Nothing has ever been done like this. Because a lot of games nowadays are just like, let's make another Call of Duty. It's like, okay, we have some guns, we have some maps, let's let them shoot each other. And that's all fun, and I enjoy Call of Duty. It's a fun game. But after a while, it gets kind of stale. But if you're playing something like this, it doesn't have many sequels, because it's a Nintendo game, and Nintendo's good with that. They don't oversaturate their content and such. So basically, you get a sequel like every 4 or 5 years. A very polished game, very in-depth characters and maps. I was about to say balanced, but balancing in Smash Brothers isn't the best. But for a casual player, balancing is very good. But if you get into like the more competitive stuff and that, which I'm not in, but other people are, it gets kind of shaky. I was looking at the other day. But besides that, it's not just another cookie cutter COD or racing game. And it's just unique in that regard. And another thing that games really need to keep from getting stale is just many ways to play. Because right now I'm playing a kind of competitive-esque mode with hard CPUs, not a lot of health regeneration, no items, and I'm playing on a stage with 1 platform and 1 going side to side. But if you want to play Smash Brothers, and like I want to have fun, you can go on like a stage which is like moving and has 1,000 different edges. You can set it to bumpers only, and I don't know. There's just a lot of different customization. And the other day I was in Smash Brothers, and I'm like, oh, I got a record, and I listened to the song. I was like, oh, that's pretty nice. So I go into where my songs are, and I adjust the frequency of how every song comes on every map. And it took me like 10 minutes, and then I'm just like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? And there's just so much customization, and then like stage builders, like custom stage stuff on any game is just perfect, because if you have a customization in your game where people can create their own stuff, you can play that game literally forever. Because I remember like Tony Hawk Underground 2 and stuff, or I think it was Underground 2 and that, but I had like a stage builder where you could like build ramps and houses and all that, and it was pretty awesome. You could make like tunnel systems and stuff, and I wouldn't have spent that long on that game if it wasn't for the stage builder, which I probably spent at least half my time on. And it's not really glitchy or that, because as I said before, it's really polished, and that's what games really need. They can't just pump them out like every few days and that. Like Call of Duty is kind of a culprit of that. Like they have 2 developers, so I guess like every 2 years technically they have a new game. But like some other stuff, there's just too much of it, and there's not really enough uniqueness. But in Smash Bros, when we're playing Smash Bros, it's always the same core game, but they add a lot of stuff. Like in this game, they added like a story mode, and classic mode, all-star mode. There's like training. Oh, there's so much different stuff you can do. And that's basically what your game needs. Because if you just have one game mode or no customization, or it's not really going to prosper that well. Like with GTA or something, like GTA 5 Online. I've been playing the hell out of that lately. And I'm comparing it to Smash Bros for some reason. I don't know. But it just has lots of customization. You can do a bunch of missions with your friends and stuff. And the customization is going to be out on that game with like a stage builder and stuff, which will make people make even more stuff for you to do. And it's just a violent cycle of gaming where I get trapped in the vortex and I cannot ever leave. But I'm pretty much done with all my thoughts on this, and I hope you guys enjoyed just my thoughts. And Smash Bros is kind of the perfect example of this, and one of my favorite games ever. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll let the gameplay roll out, so if you guys want to watch me destroy this Pikachu a little bit more, you can. But I hope you guys enjoyed yet again, and see you next time.